Okay. Let me now change the... Okay, now while we post it on... God damn it.
Yeah, sure, man. Do your thing.
Okay. Okay, we can start now.
Well, let's fucking...
Anyway, hello everyone. This is me, 5 Ivek, the manager of the PS4 Solo League Europe, and this is RC5, currently the first seeded player in the said league. So now I will ask him a few questions so that we can see what are his thoughts and how is he feeling as well. Anyway, 5, glad to have you here.
Yeah, hello. How are you doing, man?
Anyway, after 7 hard weeks, you are only 1 week away from the glory. How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. Can't wait to play. Anxious to race against the guys. Hopefully, it's gonna go well in my favor. Oh yeah, I'm feeling confident about the last week.
Okay. So now, usually from week 2nd, you were first the entire time till week 7. But now the difference in points is 0. So usually it was like 3 to 5 points, but now it's 0. And the only reason you're first because you accumulated more first wins. Do you think it makes any... So the week 8, do you think it makes it any different than other weeks?
I mean, yeah, because in previous weeks I had a safe cushion. I could drop some points without dropping the first place overall. But now me and Lenny are tied, so the stakes are higher. I cannot. I cannot make any mistakes whatsoever, and I need to be sure to place in front of him to secure the win.
So we know the week 8 maps for a very long time, but let's repeat them. They are Papus Pyramid is first, then Dragon Mines, then Thunderstruck, and finally the final map is Oxide Station. What are your thoughts on the maps, and do you think you have an edge over your other 3 competitors?
I mean, I think I have a clear edge on Oxide Station. But I'm not sure about any other maps. I really need to practice Dragon Mines and Thunderstruck. Papus, I'm okay, but I need to ask my RC teammates of how to do the grass tech correctly, so I can have,
Yeah, we actually
maybe.
chose those maps on purpose, like those fucked up maps. So yeah. Anyway,
But I think Lenny is really strong on Thunderstruck, so I think he's the player to watch there. Hopefully, I'm gonna
yeah,
roll
it's going to
a
be very
rocket.
interesting. I can't wait for the final week and then the playoffs. Whew. Anyway, so in the for the 2nd till 7th, so pretty much for the 6 weeks in a row you were first. What has been your strength to keep continuing be the first?
I think main strength was like consistency. I think staying consistent, like focused on the racing, not dropping fire, driving safely, watching for all the hazards on the track. I think that was the main reason. And of course, like the RNG just blessed me with some lucky shields and stuff. So that's always nice.
Yeah,
But like, let's not blame everything on RNG.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, how much? So this is a bit of calculation. I know that players usually don't like to do that. They like to do their best regardless of where they are. But how much do you think you will get points this week, considering that your points has been like for the first 4 weeks amazing, and then it has dropped to 10, 12, and then 10 again. So how much do you think you will get this week, and how much do you think you will need to win the league?
I mean, I'm gonna get more points than Lenny, and that's gonna be enough. I don't
Straight
know
to the
the
point,
exact.
huh?
Yeah, I will not do exact calculations. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
get more points than
that's
him
a smart
anyway.
thing to do. Usually players are, pressured, they're stressed, and then they make stupid mistakes. How do you usually handle that pressure?
I mean, the best thing to handle the pressure while driving first and having a lead is just like stay focused, stay consistent, do usual lines like safe lines, not time trial lines. Try to keep the reserves on a good stack. No, basically just not trying to make the plays because that can end differently from what you're hoping for. So yeah, staying safe and playing smart with items. I think
Okay, very
that's the
nice.
most.
We all made mistakes in the league. I know at least I did a lot of times, and it did make me rage a bit. And then I was like, I don't know, I lost so many points. So when you made a mistake, do you think that you did if you didn't make the mistake, you would be in a better position, so you will have more points, then the difference would be higher than from the first to second?
Yes, yes. The best example is from the last week, prehistoric playground. I was first by a mile. I had a blue shield. I had infinite reserves. I passed. I mean, I lost my blue shield because I hit Yoki, so I could be first, and I was driving smoothly. And there was a TNT after the U-turn after the shortcut, and I just drove straight into it. I tried to get rid of it, but I was boosted high enough on the tail of the dinosaur that I couldn't get it off, and I lost fire. Dropped to fourth, but I could. I caught the rest of the guys up, but I got second again. But the Komodo Sphinx placed a nastiest beaker on lap 5 in the crate after the shortcut before the spiral, red beaker to be exact. And yeah, I was slowed down. I got absolutely fucked, and the other guys hit me. So I got last on the last map. And if not that, I would have like 4 points, 4 point lead, I think, right now, if not
Jeez.
that mistake.
Damn, that is very rough. But that is the solo league. It is very
Yeah.
tight. Those little stuff can make you go from first to fourth, like now five said. But yeah,
Yeah, of course,
it's
like in the previous weeks, especially on week 4, I scored like 15 out of 25. And I think that was also a bad performance from me. I dropped 10 points. I don't know where. Probably driving errors. But yeah, that was the week that I could make even more lead than I have now. I mean, I don't have any lead now, but like, you know what I mean. But yeah, I dropped points, and now I have to, bring out my best in the final week.
now. This is a kind of like I don't know what kind of question, but what do you say? What was the most difficult week so far? So that can include like what was the hardest four maps that week, or are the competitors very hard to race against? So what do you say? What was the hardest week?
I mean, week 4, I think, because of the tracks. There was
Hmm.
a new track that not many people have like get the hang onto it yet, and Barren Ruins, which I absolutely hate. Blizzard Bluff, that you get hit once and like you can't do anything for the rest of the race. Mm, Competitors, like every week I played against Mini Waifu was a tough week. I know he dropped some points because he was hit, but if this guy is not getting hit, he would win every race. He's a really consistent player.
Yeah, I agree. But it does tell you about the competition of the race. He's eighth with 94 points, but 2 points are separating like ninth and fourth. So yeah, it's very
Yeah.
very tight.
Yeah, I don't
But
know what happened to Mini, to be honest.
um, out of the current three competitors in your match, so Leniovias, Barracuda, and Yoki, who do you think is poses the biggest threat?
I mean, to me, Lenny, because we are tied. So yeah, he's the biggest threat. I need to watch his every move. But all the players are good. All the players are good. Like Barracuda completely smacked me over in quarterfinals on
Oh,
the
you want
season one.
revenge?
Yeah, I want revenge, but I hope he will not be as nasty as he was back then. So yeah, but definitely for this week, Lenny. But because we are tied.
Oh, well, okay. Now this is kind of a different question. Now, for when you are playing the game, do you use like in-game environment to help you focus? So that can be like watching map for enemies, looking behind to hit someone, looking around yourself, so your surroundings, where you watch beakers, nitros, TNTs, etc. And how do you watch that? What is your tactic?
I mean, yeah, in the FFA, this is like the biggest thing you have to be focused on, watching your environment, because in the team setting, you always have your teammates to like to call out items or like tide beakers and stuff.
True.
But here you're all on your own, so you have to be really focused. You have to watch every map. You need to take corners a little bit wide because you know someone can plant an item there. Yeah, but like, speaking of the, I'm watching a mini map a lot to see like an orb if orb is
Mm.
coming or if another player have a match because he's moving faster. Looking backwards also a thing, but only when I have bombs so I can snipe better, and maybe I occasionally look back to see if the other player have a shield. But when the player behind have a shield, like there's nothing much you can do about it. So
Very
you just
nice
pray.
answer. Not gonna lie.
You just pray
So
that he hit you.
after so let's say after in the week 8 after first map you had a very good performance and you were like second or first. What do you do after a good performance? Do you keep continuing? Do you like stress about it? Like what do you do after a good performance?
I mean, I immediately forget about the previous map that was played. I mean, I try to. It's not an easy task because, like, when you're first, you're happy and you want to be first in the next map.
Yeah.
But this is a really important thing because when for example, you got Phuket with all the items and you're last, you're tilted as fuck, and like you don't want to play the game anymore, but you have three more races to do. I mean, it's the best thing to like to try to forget about previous race and focus on the next one, because yeah, emotions play a big role in this game. Not gonna lie, and
Yeah.
like getting rid of it is like the most important thing for me, and I usually try to do that.
So this is kind of a follow up to the previous question. Do you think your attitude or how you behave, so if you're calm, do you think that is a big factor in winning?
Yes, yes, of course. Like being calm is really hard with this game because of all the RNG bullshit that is happening. But yeah, staying calm is really important. It makes you drive better. It makes you not to lose fire. You know, keeping the most optimal lines. Yeah, so being calm is the most important, and not tilting. Remember, tilting is not the way.
And this is now the final question I'll ask you. How important is that number one seeded position going to playoffs? So not only will you be number first, so every time you advance you will always be at an advantage, but you also get that prize money. So how important is that number one seeded place?
I mean, it is really important because, like you said, I'm always at the advantage in the playoffs, and I'm always getting a one more ban, right, or one more pick throughout the whole playoffs.
Yep. So for the
So
quarterfinals, you will have 2 picks, and for the semi-finals, you will have 3 picks. But the bans
yeah,
will always be one.
yeah. So I can pick my strongest track and like
Yep.
have an advantage over the others. I mean, I don't really care about the prize money. It's a nice addition, so the regular season is more competitive because there is a thing to fight for. So yeah, that's adding a little bit of edge to the competition. But yeah, the most important advantage is the picking maps in the playoffs.
Anyway, that was great interviewing you here, Five. So the final match is still being scheduled. It's probably Wednesday or maybe weekend. Who knows? Anyway, today we'll have at least 2 more interviews. I contacted Kihoko or Barracuda, but he hasn't responded. So hopefully he will, because I want all 4. But it was really nice having you, Five. After week 8, we are going to playoffs. So the playoff winner will get double the prize money, and he's going to be pronounced as the grand winner. So he'll get the in the Discord server the champion, the current champion role, the PlayStation 4 Solo EU champion role, and if he so wants in the Reddit, he can get either the first, the second, or first place banner. But anyway, thank you, Five. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Shout out RC.
Shout out to RC. RC win.
Yeah, thank you.